Okay, I thought it was a good day overall. Things went about as expected. Not a lot of surprises. First thing I'll say is recruiting in the Pac-12 conference is a very competitive situation, and it's what we expected it to be, but much different as far as years past. I thought our assistant coaches did a great job of identifying the talent in their areas, targeting the guys that we were going to ultimately go after. And then our players on campus here, our current players, did a great job of selling those potential recruits on the University of Utah. And that really is a huge key to having a successful recruiting class, is the players in your program doing a great job on the official visits, selling the players that are on campus with what we have to offer. Another thing, along the lines of recruiting, we recruited 2 new coaches, which was big for our program, Timmy Davis and Norm Chow, which were 2 great additions to our team, in addition to the players that we just signed today. So we're very, very excited to have those guys on board. Looking at the class, very typical as far as the numbers and what we're used to, the ratio between JC and high school players. We had 16 high school signees and 3 junior college. You add to those 19, 5 or 6 guys that got here at mid-year or were awarded scholarships during the course of the year. We will utilize all 25 of our initial scholarships by August. And so what you see for today is the 19 guys that we added to what we've already had, and then some return missionaries and so forth that will be added as we go through the summer. If you look at the breakdown by state, first thing that jumps out at you is we did very well in the state of Utah. 9 signees, and very balanced across the state. 5 of those north of Point of the Mountain and 4 of those south of Point of the Mountain. And so Coach Jay Hill did an exceptional job covering the state of Utah this year, and came away with 9 very good players. And the state has grown so much, we're going to, one guy recruiting the state is not going to be any longer possible. We've got to add to that this year. We've got that in the plans right now, and so we're going to expand, the manpower that we put in the state of Utah. Other states, California 6 recruits, Texas 3, signees, Louisiana 1. Those are our primary areas, Utah, California, and Texas. Brian Johnson went down to Louisiana and signed a very good receiver in Charles Henderson, and so that was our lone Louisiana signee, and I think it's the first Louisiana signee since I've been the head coach at the University of Utah. As far as the position breakdown, 11 offensive players, 8 defensive players. Our only real position of immediate need that we had to get addressed was running back, and I thought we came away with 3 very good ones. Harvey Longy, the star running back from Bingham High School, he's enrolled here and in our workouts and doing a great job. John White, the 4th, from down in Southern California, a great JC running back who will be on campus hopefully in the next week to 10 days, and then Jarrell Oliver from Texas. And so that really was what was the most pressing need position-wise going into this class. Otherwise, we signed the usual best players available, across the board, the best guys that we could sign, and we'll find homes for them. Most of them will play, what they were recruited as, but as our track record says, some of those guys will make moves and play different positions. Other than that, it was, like I say, it was a good year. We're excited about, the number of guys that we have in these 25 initials that are with us already. There's probably more of those than ever before that will be participating in spring ball. And, going forward, we're excited about what this class will add to our team transitioning into the Pac-12 conference. So, questions?
Kyle, you said there weren't a lot of surprises. From what I understand, the one surprise may have been Quentin Pedroza. Can you address him, talk about him?
Yeah, what we did, in this new recruiting climate that we're in, more of the decisions are made right down to the wire, and even some today on signing day. We had, 5, 6, 7 offers out there that, were long shots, some of them, and we ended up getting Quentin Pedroza. He was a former commit to another Pac-12 team prior to committing to us and signing today. Anthony Denham, wide receiver, was another one of those guys that at the last 11th hour committed to us. And so those were 2 very good gets. Anthony's a big receiver, 6'5", and 235 pounds, I believe he is now. He's a big kid. And Quentin Pedroza is an all-around athlete, very versatile, could play receiver, safety, return kicks, maybe even grow into a linebacker. I mean, he's a big kid that has a lot of athletic ability, and that was a pleasant surprise that we had today.
Coach, how important is this class heading into the Pac-12?
Well, it's very important, particularly down the road, the immediate impact we hope is going to be felt at some positions, but really the majority of the impact of a recruiting class isn't felt for 2 or 3 years down the road. But as we transition in, the guys that, particularly the JC guys that we signed, looking forward to help right away, along with Harvey Longy, and then the rest of the guys, we got to develop them just like we always do, and plug them into the system as they are ready to play.
Now, as for Harvey Longy, can he start right away?
He sure has the opportunity. Yeah, it's a wide open competition. As you know, we lost Eddie and Matt. We lost Shaq, and so there really is nobody with any experience at all, so to speak. And him and John White and Jarrell, they'll all be on even footing. Now, Jarrell, obviously not being here in spring, is a little bit of disadvantage to John and Harvey, but there is an absolute chance that Harvey Longy could earn a starting job.
Coach, Brian Bleckman was a guy that came in as a true freshman and made an immediate impact for you. Who's a player in this year's group that can do the same thing?
Well, I hate to single out guys before we get a look at him, but I can tell you from what we see from Harvey Longy in the workouts, he's a guy that is looking, running, moving, lifting like a fifth-year senior. I mean, he's a very talented, very physical kid, and so he's the first guy that comes to mind. The others just remain to be seen. I mean, we got opportunity in the secondary. We lost both safeties, and so with Brian moving forward to linebacker and the graduation of Justin Tappan-Ross, so there's opportunity there for some of these young guys, Eric Rowe, Joseph Bryant, to have an impact in the back end. Typically, your perimeter guys have a chance to play sooner than your linemen. Linemen take some time usually to get them physically where they need to be, but time will tell. But Harvey Longy is the guy that comes right to mind when you talk about freshmen that we need to be contributors right away.
You mentioned the defensive backs. It looks, just looking at the stats of these guys, a little bit taller, a little bit bigger guys. Is that a focus for you guys in the defensive backfield to get a little bit bigger, a little bit taller?
It is, absolutely, and across the board as a football team, the bigger, more physical you can get. You can't sacrifice speed to do that, but there's bigger receivers in the Pac-12 conference. That's a fact. In the Mountain West has very good receivers, but the size of the receivers in the Mountain West is not what you find week to week in the Pac-12.
Coach, this is a great day for all these recruits. What's it like for you as a coach, and are you looking forward to a little break?
Yeah, we'll get a little break here in a few weeks. We're busy putting in some offensive stuff that Coach Chow is bringing to us, but we're excited. As a coach, you're excited about the class. You're excited to get your hands on them and find out what you got. Watch them in action on the field, and evaluate the new talent, because you can watch film forever, but there's nothing like having them right there, at your disposal and watching them move and putting them through drills. And so we're excited about that. And yeah, the coaches, a lot of schools take a week or two after recruiting off. We don't do that. I don't like that much time away from the players in one chunk, so we take successive Fridays off. I give them 3 or 4 or 5 Fridays in a row, 3-day weekends. That way we can be with our players Monday through Thursday, and we never sacrifice a week of development with the players.